بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the assistance of Allah, we began a brief commentary of Quran. We got to chapter Maeda, the 5th chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Medina. It has 120 verses. Please listen to verse 3.
حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به والمنخنقة والموقوذة والمتردية والنطيحة وما أكل السبع إلا ما ذكيتم وما ذبح على النصب وأن تستقسموا بالأزلام ذلكم فسق. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. فمن اضطر في مخمصة غير متجانف لإثم فإن الله غفور رحيم.
Forbidden to you is that which dies of itself, and blood and flesh of swine, and that on which any other name than that of Allah has been invoked, and the strangled, and that beaten to death, and that killed by a fall, and that killed by being smitten with the horn. وما أكل السبع إلا ما زكيتم وما ذبح على النصب وأن تستقسموا بالأزلام ذلكم فسق. And that which wild beasts have eaten, except what you slaughter and what is sacrificed on stones set up for idols, and that you divide by the arrows, that is a transgression. In this verse, Allah is mentioning different things that are forbidden. 11 different things. Mainly Allah is talking about something that is forbidden, that they are forbidden to eat. Before we were talking about meat, something which is dead, an animal which is dead and it is not slaughtered in Islamic way. But in this verse, Allah is going to explain a little more. Meat is something which is dead by itself. Usually, meat is not something that is some animals that are dead or killed by stones, by beaten, by horn, or to throw away, for example, or fall down. They are not meat in dictionary, because dictionary says meat is something which dies by itself. But Islam, when in Islam we say this is meat, this is a flesh of animals that we cannot eat it, Allah wants to say this is not only the one that dies by itself. This is more general. This is something that dies but not in Islamic way. The animals, the livestock that we talked about it, that they are halal, it is lawful to eat them, as Allah has mentioned in the first verse of this chapter. Allah said, أُحِلَّتْ لَكُمْ بَهِيمَةُ الْأَنْعَامِ. The four-footed animals are allowed to the people to eat them. Allah said, إِلَّا مَا يُتْلَى عَلَيْكُمْ, unless something that will be recited to you. Some animals that are mentioned and they are forbidden. In this verse, Allah is going to mention some of the animals, livestock, that we are not allowed to eat them. Allah will mention one by one, plus not only animals, something that has a relation to flesh of the animals, which is blood. Allah says they are forbidden to eat. So Allah mentions one by one. حُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةُ. First, forbidden to you is that which dies of itself. Which dies of itself, it means here Allah doesn't want to say the one that falls down, the one that will be beaten to death or something like that. The one that gives his life by itself, because it is very old, for example, because it is sick and dies. This is meter. This is one. Second, waddam, and the blood. It is forbidden to eat blood. Of course, when we say blood, it means when we slaughter a sheep or a cow, any blood that comes out of the body, it is forbidden. Or even inside the body, when we open the stomach of the sheep or cow, a lot of blood comes out. It is forbidden to eat any of these bloods. But a little blood which are inside the flesh, it is allowed to eat, because normally people, when you eat such a flesh which there is very little blood in it, people will not say that you have drank blood. They said you have taken flesh, but there was very little blood in it. That blood is allowed and it is lawful. But a lot of blood, to drink even the one which is inside the animals, it is forbidden. Although we should know that when we say it is forbidden, we don't mean that this is najas, this is unpure. No, this is pure. Because when we kill the sheep or cow and we leave the animal until normal bloods come out of his body, the rest of the bloods that kept inside the body, it is clean. It is tahir, but it is not allowed to eat it. So the second is blood. Third, Allah says, وَلَحْمُ الْخِنْزِيرِ, and flesh of swine, the flesh of pig. Pig in Islam is forbidden in any circumstances, regardless that it is clean or not, regardless that its food is good food or garbage. It doesn't make a difference. So we cannot say today pig or khinzir will be kept in a good area, their food are very good, and many dirtiness that we had or sickness that there was before because of the pigs, because of the flesh of the swine, today we don't have such a thing. It is true, but still, when Allah said, don't eat khinzir, pig, or the flesh of swine, Allah didn't say because of the food is not clean. No, don't eat it. Maybe in future we will understand that still there are a lot of things in that flesh. In future, scholars, educated people will understand. So we are not allowed to take the flesh of swine, pig in any circumstances. This is the third. Then Allah said, وَمَا أُهِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ, and that on which any other name than that of Allah has been invoked. When we slaughter a sheep or cow or camel or anything like that, Islamically it is obligated to mention the name of Allah. We must stay toward Qibla, direction to Masjid al-Haram, and it is necessary and obligated to mention the name of God. we should cut the head with something which is sharp, with certain conditions. And a person who kills should be Muslim. So without any of these conditions, it is not allowed to eat such a flesh. So one of them, the name of God should be mentioned. If some animals will be slaughtered with the name of idols, some of the idols, it is forbidden. So Allah said, وَمَا أُهِلَّ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ بِهِ, whatever and that on which any other name than that of Allah has been invoked, any other name is mentioned in the time of slaughter, it is forbidden. Inshallah, in next section, I'm going to mention the rest. Until here, meat, some animals that are dead by itself, and second, blood, third, lahm al-khanzir, the flesh of swine, and the fourth, some animals that are killed and slaughtered with the name of some idols, some people, or something else other than God. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.